Before the video starts, I just want to tell you guys that I have a massive hungover right now. And I'm gonna be struggling with words since I don't have a script. I'm just gonna be reading stuff and doing some research. And yeah. So I have a coffee here to help me with my hungover. So I also apologize if I sound a bit off. But anyways, here's something that I want to try. I want to try something new. I want to discuss something that I've been asking you guys in my community posts. And I've been wanting to get an answer for that. So we're going to be looking at other people's opinions on the media and doing some research on Google. So yeah. The question for today is watching Hazbin Hotel a sin? Now, that's very controversial, and I know people already have an answer for that, but I don't. And I know the amount of hate this show gets. I mean, they get hate for a lot of different reasons, but they also get hate for being, I don't know, for being a show about demons and stuff. Yeah. So let's look at Google. Is watching Hazbin Hotel a sin? Okay. It says here, whether watching Hazbin Hotel is considered a sin is a matter of the individual conscience and personal faith, interpretation rather than a universal defined rule. The show is highly controversial, with some viewing its depiction of hell, demons, and distorted Christian themes as disrespectful or inappropriate, while others see it as a fictional entertainment that explores themes of redemption. Perspectives on Hazbin Hotel. Concerns: sinful/harmful. Critics argue the show glorifies hell and demons, mocks heaven and angels, and present a blasphemous anti-Christian message. Defenses: not sinful/entertainment. Supporters argue it's a fictional cartoon, not a theological document, and emphasizes themes of redemption, compassion, and loving one's enemies. Some viewers believe that if it does not weaken their personal faith, it's harmless entertainment. Individual conscience. Some believers may feel off or uncomfortable watching it due to its crude content, while others do not feel their faith is affected, suggesting a personal decision based on one's own spiritual boundaries. Ultimately, the decision rests on whether a viewer feels the content negatively impacts their moral or spiritual life, according to Reddit users' discussion and Reddit discussions. So, based on Google, it ultimately rests on whether a viewer feels the content negatively impacts their moral or spiritual life and their beliefs. But so it depends on the person. So if it affects your beliefs and your faith, then it's probably considered a sin about it because of it. But you know something? The reason why I was asking this question is because I saw a Christian video saying stuff that Christians shouldn't be watching, and it shows there Hazbin Hotel. Let's see what she has to say. I'll show it to you guys. There's an ad. Hold on. There's still an ad.
Meditating.
All right, here it is.
on something that we're watching. Okay, I want to close this out with an animated show that I personally did not know about until I went to research for this video. And you might be saying, when I go to show you this show, how could Christians possibly be watching this show? Yet studying for this video, I saw many Christians asking other Christians if they should be watching this show. Still, you might be saying, how could a Christian watch this show? Guys, we are all at different stages of our walk with Jesus. I don't want to even tell you what I was watching my first year walking with Jesus. That's why we all need to help each other. You might be on steak, but someone else, they might still be on formula and they need you to help them. But this show is called the Hazbin Hotel, and to say that this show did not take the world by storm would be a lie, because just the pilot alone on YouTube of this show has 116 million views. 116 million, you guys. And unfortunately, some of those people are Christians, and that might be you watching. Maybe you struggle to not watch Hazbin Hotel, and I checked it out, so I understand the appeal. But at the same time, let's back it up and let's look at the fruit of this show. Warning, it's not good. Okay? The show Hazbin Hotel follows the story of our main character, who goes by the name Charlie Morningstar. And being someone who has never watched this show, maybe you haven't watched this show before either, hearing Morningstar, I'm like, okay, so this is definitely biblical. Mind you, I know nothing about this show when I went to go look it up, and I was just looking into this character alone, and it says species, demon. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And then it says origin, hell, father, Lucifer, mother, Lilith, who created this show. And in the very beginning of the pilot episode, we are met with a pentagram. It didn't take long for me to come to the conclusion that this is the devil's chosen. Like, you know, the Chosen series, this is the devil's chosen. It's the Hazbin Hotel. But yeah, immediately no. Please do not watch this show. It is very obvious that this is rooted in the demonic. This is not a show that the Lord would be pleased with. And a good judgment to help you in the future is, I like to think about, if Jesus was sitting right next to me on the couch, would he be wanting to watch or being okay with watching what I have on the screen right now? But I pray you guys love this video. I'm really excited.
Alright, let me stop you right there. With all due respect, you can't just base everything on a 5-second video, on a 5-second video on the pilot, and base it on one character. Look, I get it. Charlie Morningstar is the daughter of Lucifer Morningstar, and it takes place in hell. Yes, she's a demon. But if you're just gonna base everything on that, then that's not right, man. Because you know the term, don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, you haven't fully seen it before and even heard of it. But this show is about redeeming sinners in hell. Like what do you call this? Charlie opens a hotel where she wants to rehabilitate sinners and try to change them for the better so they can go to heaven for their second chance. And tell me that's not a good message and not a good lesson, because redemption is a good message, and saying sorry is a good message, and fighting for someone you love is a good message, because because it covers all those three. All right. There was a song about saying sorry, how it starts with sorry, and it will take time to redeem yourself, but sorry is where it starts. There's also a song about fighting for someone you love, and someone actually got redeemed at the finale, and it's shown why he was redeemed, because he did a selfless act. Now tell me those things are not good messages, because those seem pretty good to me, and yeah, they're good lessons. But then again, what do I know? I'm not even religious, just to clarify, but you can't just base everything on that. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys want to say something in the comments, feel free to say something, because I'm happy to accommodate you guys if I get something wrong, and if you guys have facts to say, go ahead. But you know something? I was actually supposed to have a religious person join me, but he's always busy, so I decided to do this video on my own, even though my knowledge about religion is kind of low, and I'm not that religious. Although I do have a Bible over there. Oh. Yeah. But anyways, that's her opinion. Let's look at other people's opinions. So I asked three people if watching Hazbin Hotel is a sin, and here's what they had to say. First, let's start with one of my classmates. So I asked my classmate, "Hey, are you religious or know a lot about religion?" She said, I won't call myself religious. I know a few things." "Ah, alright," I said. "I'm asking religious people or readers of religion one question." She asked, "What is it?" I said, "Is watching Hazbin a sin?" And then she said, "Most likely, yeah." And then I said, "Elaborate." And then she said, "I can't really elaborate considering I watch it myself." Hold on, my door is making a sound. Okay, where was I? "I can't really elaborate considering I watch it myself." Okay, is watching shows that involves demons and hell a sin? If so, can you elaborate that? "I just know it would most likely be considered a sin based on the people I know from my church." And then I asked, "That's it?" And then she said, "Nah, I have a few reasons. I mean, come one, we can't deny that show has a strong language, sexual themes, violence, and satire involving demons and hell, even heaven. These things are often considered morally questionable, especially by the Christian religion. But it definitely still depends on the person you're asking. I personally enjoy the show, so yeah, I don't complain." And then I said, "I see. Anything else?" And then she said, "Probably a lot more if I actually think about it. I'll let you know." And then I just said, "Thank you for answering." So, on her answer, yes, it's a sin because it has a strong language, sexual themes, violence, and satire, and involving demons and hell, even heaven. Yes, these things are questionable, and yeah, are morally questionable, especially by the Christian religion. Now, I'm not Christian. I'm a Catholic. I came from a Catholic family, but I never really took religion seriously until just recently. I started going to church more. And I want to know if everything I do is a sin. So yeah. But based on her answer, yeah, it's most likely a sin because of that. I asked another classmate of mine the same question. And of course, I started off with quick question, "Are you religious or know a lot about religion?" Then she asked, "Sorry, am I religious or do I know a lot about religion? And by know a lot about religion, do you mean my religion, the Roman Catholic?" I can say that yes, I am, but my knowledge and faith about my religion are just maybe around the level 3 kind of type of knowledge. Then I said, "Well, is it a sin to watch shows about hell and demon stuff? If so, if not, elaborate." And she said, I don't think so. As long as the viewers don't glorify like worshiping the demons and wanting to be in hell, and some of the shows are fictional. So yeah, as long as people see it as a true to life event, there's nothing wrong with wanting to watch shows like that. It will only become a sin if the viewer begin doing blasphemous acts towards God, such as cursing God and using his name in vain. Then I asked her, okay, but how about shows like Hazbin that shows characters like Adam and other angels being the villains? And then she said, not Hazbin related, but in general, Adam is a bitch. Adam's character in Hazbin is funny and cool, but in the Bible, yeah, a bitch. and the show is actually respectful towards angels. That's one of the reasons why I watch and enjoy the show. I asked, "Is that all?" And then she said, "I think so." All right. Based on her answer, it's not really a sin as long as people don't see it as a true to life event and start thinking what they see in shows are exactly like what exactly like that in real life, and basing their faith on the shows they watch. So as long as they don't worship demons or do anything blasphemous towards God because of the shows, and it's completely fine. Although I'm not really sure about her answer about the real Adam being a bitch, because I mean, I heard that the real Adam was a misogynist, but I'm not too sure. I think she got the name mixed up a bit. But yeah, maybe she's saying Adam's a bitch because he's a misogynist. That's all I know about the bad traits of Adam, and also the fact that he ate the fruit, and the fact that he's the reason why we're suffering right now. And yeah, and she said the show is actually respectful towards the angels. I mean, I know what she means by that, because we have angels like Emily, Sarah, Saint Peter, and Abel. Now, the only bad angel there is actually just Lut. I mean, I'm sure if Adam from Hazbin Hotel saw what happened to Sir Pentious, he would have changed his mind about it. I mean, he would have changed his mind about it because he would have been proven wrong. Lut is the only unreasonable angel there, in my opinion, that is. Sarah was questionable in season 1, but it was understandable since she had no idea. But anyways, yeah, it actually shows that the angels are being shown with respect, and I mean portrayed with respect in Hazbin Hotel. But this last person I asked is my cousin, and he doesn't take anything seriously. I don't even know why I asked him, but I just wanted to show you guys because I think it's funny. And I asked him, "Hey, are you religious or know anything about religion?" He said, "Or," and then I said, "Well, are you or not?" And then he said, "Not really religious, to be honest." Then I said, "Well, I'm gonna ask you anyways. Is watching has been a sin?" Then he said, "Hi, I'm gonna ask you anyways. I'm Ion." Yeah, I love my cousin, man. Hell, and then he said, "Hell, man, I don't know. Maybe if you copied the bad stuff they do." I see. Is that all? And then he said, "You see what?" Then I said, "Never mind. But is that all? Because I need this for a video." He said, "I guess." And then I said, "Well, thanks for answering." And his answer, well, he gave an answer. He said, "I don't know. Maybe if you copied the bad stuff they do." Like, yeah. If you watch the show and copy the bad stuff they do, then it's considered a sin. It's considered a sin if you copy the bad stuff they do. Like, you could watch something or anything without doing anything under the influence of a show. But I know a lot of people who watch shows and other stuff, and they have a bad influence towards themselves because of the shows they watch. It's a bad influence, like, you know. But anyways, let's come to the conclusion. Is watching Hazbin Hotel a sin? Well, it depends on the individual. If the individual's faith or more moral character or spiritual life is being based on what they watch, and is doing bad stuff because of the things they watch, and is doing blasphemous acts towards God, then it's considered a sin. But if they don't do that, then it's not a sin. Just watch whatever you want. Don't do anything bad. Don't do anything blasphemous. Don't see it as a true to life event, and just be a good person overall. So yeah, that's all I can think about. Sorry for wasting your time in this video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it at least a little bit. Listen to me yap all day. If you hate this video, you can always leave a dislike and leave a comment down below that I suck and I should go kill myself. But anyways, yeah, I hope you have a nice day. May the Lord be with you and with your spirit. God bless you.